Hey YouTube, it's Cash. In this video I'm going to show you how I circuit bent this Unbendable keyboard I found at Goodwill for just over $2. This is a Lezile toy keyboard, and what I mean by unbendable is that the only sound making component is this infamous black glob. Everything else is purely functional for power and triggering what the glob can do. This basically leaves the contacts that trigger the controls and the keys. First, we need to take inventory of what this keyboard can do on its own, making note of the interesting or positive features. On this side are 3 drum sounds, 3 rhythms, and volume. I am not fond of push-button volume controls, so I had to add a better option. When the speaker was in the board, it had an appealing overdriven sound at top volume, so it was easy to replace the speaker with a 1/4-inch jack to emphasize this, and I added a potentiometer to the positive side of the jack to control the volume. As a side note, it's good to keep these small speakers because you can use them for lo-fi microphones. On this side, you can select the different instrument sounds or tones labeled xylophone, flute, and mandolin. There is an auto button that makes any key autoplay a pre-programmed song. The music button plays a demo song, and stop is self-explanatory. These last 2 buttons I think are the best feature of this keyboard and what appealed to me when I was testing it before I bought it. You can record a sequence of notes and drum sounds and play it back on repeat. This board is obviously monophonic, and it can record about the same number of notes as keys on the board. It also quantizes the sequence in an unusual way. So now that I have my inventory, I need to think about how to take advantage of the notable features and how to incorporate these features into my existing gear. Now you can add circuits to manipulate the output in a variety of ways, but I'd rather dip into my substantial effect pedal collection, so I don't have to commit to anything, and instead keep my modifications simple and user-friendly. I incorporated this Atari joystick I bought the same day I got this keyboard for a little over $3, so aside from the other components I added, this project cost me $5.47 with tax. What I did is make a simple patch bay to give me access to the pins of the joystick, the notes of the keyboard, and also added a 12-pole switch to give me a decent switchable option between patches. I took the joystick input jack from an old computer I used for parts, which comes with its own ribbon cable and pin connector. I soldered this section of the patch bay to the pins that control the notes of the keyboard, which is comprised of 8 pins per step and 4 to control the up or down shift of those steps. I can now patch a scale or variations of scale utilizing the 12-pole switch and control these variations with the joystick, which gives me a unique interface to play with the scales. Also, when I close the contacts of the joystick simultaneously, which is easy to do with the joystick, it shorts into some drum sounds. Even though I play piano, I love what this joystick does in conjunction with the patch bay to create sequence loops with the record and replay controls. To incorporate this keyboard with my existing gear, I added simple contacts to trigger the replay button so I can jump start the recorded sequence by using an external switch to close the circuit in time. In my last video, I featured a time interval generator which I dubbed the Cube of Possibilities. I have other gear that I can also use to work with these keyboard contacts, but this is also one of those possibilities where I can take advantage of this fun device. Here's a quick demo showing everything I just explained, and I will run the signal through the Afterneath by Earthquaker Devices and the Alexander Marshmallow. In my last video about my time interval generator, I explained that the interval can be set over 100 seconds, which could be interesting for some ambient applications, but I focused on creating polyrhythms using a photoresistor coupled with a shutter drive timer. In this demo, I'm going to use a longer interval and show how I can make a percussion part using the sound of the relay in the time interval generator put through a Charlie Foxtrot by Melekko, then through the Ottobit by Meris. I took one leg of the Ottobit stereo out and put it through the Castillo by Hungry Robot and mixed that against the other leg output. I'm also triggering the kick drum of a bleat drum with the generator and putting it through the particle by Red Panda. I'm controlling the timing of the repeats of the keyboard replay with the time interval generator as well, so everything is synced, and running that through the Minim by Old Blood Noise Endeavors. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.